easing out onto Grindelwald snow. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right, in Indy, we fine tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Look at Puppy Dog from Hell go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Watch as Chris Duke takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Puppy Dog from Hell is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Volvo V60 Polestar's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Chris Duke is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Grindelwald snow.
Puppy Dog from Hell is getting to grips with the Volvo V60 Polestar in this practice session. Off goes Chris Duke, easing into the rhythm of Grindelwald snow. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Chris Ilduke is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Grindelwald Snow.
There's the first flying lap for Puppy Dog from Hell, hitting 142.601. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Chris Ilduke's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Puppy Dog from Hell posted 142.601 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's Roby, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Grindelwald snow.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
Oi, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Look at Chris Duke taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Watch as Sunrider takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
And there's Roby, easing out onto Grindelwald snow. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Chris Duke is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Volvo V60 Polestar has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Sunrider is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The outlap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Grindelwald Snow.
There goes Roby, on their first dance with Grindelwald snow. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
And off goes Sunrider, easing into the rhythm of Grindelwald snow. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Roby's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Chris Duke crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 140.854. They're getting to grips with Grindelwald snow, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
There's no mucking around for Sunrider or Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Grindelwald snow. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
There's Dan Fango, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Grindelwald snow.
With just 92 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Dan Fango is on their first practice flying lap. Sunrider's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 137.768. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
Dan Fango's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:45.316. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Look at Wayne Pearson go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car is performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Alright, Sunrider has put down a 2:15.536. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that BMW M5 E61, Hugo.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Eddie G is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a year ago. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Grindelwald Snow.
There's the first flying lap for Chris Ilduke, hitting 2:49.848. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Roby has a best lap time of 1:45.776. Chris Ilduke crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:40.413. They're getting to grips with Grindelwald Snow, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Chris Duke posted a 1:38.572 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Watch as Eddie G takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Chris Duke posted 1:38.572 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Puppy Dog from Hell's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:40.312. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Dan Fango's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:44.401. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Roby has a best lap time of 1:41.953. So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly, Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
Eddie G is on the out lap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that, they're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
There's the first flying lap for Sunrider, hitting 2:15.536. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
There goes Rolf Biber on their first dance with Grindelwald snow. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Sunrider has a best lap time of 1:37.768. Alright, Dan Fango has put down a 1:44.250. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Skoda Octavia VRS Estate 2018.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
With just 76 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Rolf Biber is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Grindelwald Snow.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
The anticipation is high as the drivers line up for the qualifying session at Grindelwald Snow. Chris Ilduke is on their out lap.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
An outstanding display from Wayne Pearson in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Wayne Pearson is currently untouchable with their outstanding performance. They have raised the bar, and their competitors have a tough challenge ahead to catch up.
Sunrider has positioned themselves well in third during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Sunrider's current position of third reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Currently in 6th, Roby has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Impressive. Chris Ilduke has completed their out lap. Chris Ilduke has completed their out lap. It's an impressive showing by Dan Fango, currently in third. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You're spot on, Rob. Dan Fango's current position of third is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Wayne Pearson has completed their first flying lap in 1:35.586. What an impressive performance from Rolf Biber. They are currently leading the pack in this qualification session, showing incredible pace and skill. It's a commanding position for them, and they have set the bar high for their competitors.
Absolutely, Rob. Rolf Biber is making their presence known with their outstanding performance. Their competitors will need to dig deep and find something special to challenge their supremacy.
A strong showing from Wayne Pearson as they currently sit in second. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Spot-on analysis, Rob. Wayne Pearson has positioned themselves well in second. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
A solid performance from Roby as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if that Roby has just completed that lap in 1:41.158. Their best lap so far is 1:41.158. Putting them in P7, will they be able to hold on to that spot? A solid qualifying performance by Wayne Pearson, positioning them in second at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
Absolutely, Rob. Wayne Pearson has shown great potential to secure second. It's now
with Wayne Pearson now sitting pretty in second, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
Incredible drive by Sunrider so far, earning him 4th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You hit the nail on.
Sunrider has just completed a lap in 1:36.142. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. And there goes Wayne Pearson, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 8th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Eddie G has put in a remarkable effort to secure 8th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Currently in 3rd, Sunrider has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid. It's a stellar performance from Sunrider, clinching 3rd.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Eddie G has secured a respectable 8th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has done a fantastic job to claim 8th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
It's an impressive showing by Roby, currently in 7th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? I'm thinking Roby could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 139.312 isn't cutting it for 8th. A switch to a softer compound might give them the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
Eddie G has put in a great effort and currently holds 6th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? A solid performance from Roby as they currently hold position 8. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
I completely agree, Rob. Robbie has positioned themselves impressively in 8th. However,
Roby has some work to do as that 143.207 is only good enough for 8th. Impressive work from Chris Ilduke, who has claimed 7th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
great analysis, Rob. Chris Ilduke has shown excellent pace to secure 7th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Impressive display by Chris Ilduke, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
You're spot on, Rob. Chris Ilduke's current position of 7th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Grindelwald Snow, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Rolf Biber will be looking to convert their pole position into a win. And in the second position, it's none other than Wayne Pearson.
Wayne Pearson is looking on for a strong result.
It's Sunrider, sitting comfortably in third.
Let's see what Sunrider can do.
Starting from the fourth position on the grid, we have Dan Fango.
And they are looking to start the race on the medium's tire compound.
Eddie G will begin the race from the fifth spot on the starting grid.
I'm sure Eddie G will be expecting to bring home solid points from here.
Our sixth place starter, Puppy Dog from Hell, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track. The green flag is waving and we're off to the races. Let's see who can get out in front and establish an early lead.
Precision's the name of the game. It's like trying to thread a needle at full throttle. And these drivers, they're looking to sew up a strong start.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. Now, isn't that a sight? Wayne Pearson hanging tight at 2. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one.
Like gladiators they enter Rob, but instead of lions and swords our champions fight in an arena of tarmac, and with fire-breathing machines of cutting-edge materials, designed to explore the very limits of physics itself in what can sometimes be very much a fight to the death.
Fair dinkum, Chris Hill Dukes tearing up the track like they're late for a barbie, climbing the ranks like nobody's business.
Seeing Chris Hill duck today reminds me of my time in the Indy circuit. They're holding their ground, but with 18 minutes left, every decision will count.
Chris Hill Duke has nailed the start, gaining places early on. They should be pleased with that. There's not much to report on from Puppy Dog from Hell at the moment. They're just keeping their head down and putting in consistent laps. The adrenaline is pumping as Puppy Dog from Hell gets within striking distance of Chris Hill Duke in their race for fourth. I reckon Roby's bumper sticker must read, "You can look, but you can't pass." Chris Hill Duke's getting a good read of it for sure.
Look at those tires on Robbie's car. They're gripping the asphalt like an eagle on a trout. Chris Hill Duke's got their work cut out for them.
Things are starting to get tense as Chris Hill Duke manages to close the gap to Roby. It's now down to 1.9 seconds. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
At this rate, Chris Hill Duck and Puppy Dog from Hell are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Whoa there, Wayne Pearson is sticking to Eddie G like glue. You reckon Eddie's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Wayne Pearson and Eddie G, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Chris Hill Duke is proper nipping at Puppy Dog from Hell's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Stone the Crows. Chris Hill Duke's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, fourth.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
Hey, Hal, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Rob, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Puppy Dog from Hell gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Sunrider is breathing down the neck of Puppy Dog from Hell, not giving him any room to relax. Gee whiz, Wayne Pearson is Oh no, what's this? Oh, Rolf Biber went off track. I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
If Sunrider isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine. And trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
Oh no, what's this? This is a disaster for Rolf Biber in the Skoda Octavia VRS Estate 2018 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race. It's a close race between Sunrider and Puppy Dog from Hell in third. The intensity is off the charts as Puppy Dog from Hell hounds Roby, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell's shifted gears and the results are clear. Hold on a second, blimey, Roby must have spotted a pub off the track. That's the only reason any self-respecting Aussie would swerve that way.
Well, butter my biscuit, Robbie just did the hokey pokey right in the middle of the race.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? What a move. Roby has moved up to 7th. Blimey, the talent on the track today is like watching kangaroos on steroids.
Yeah, and just like those kangaroos, these drivers can really hop into action. You reckon they've got a pocket full of secrets?
No room for error here. Wayne Pearson is breathing down the neck of Dan Fango, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
That's right, Wayne Pearson is determined to pass Dan Fango and secure a higher position.
Buckle up, Rolf Biber is all over Chris Ilduke like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? A great pass for Rolf Biber as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Chris Ilduke has lost ground.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Rolf Biber's got the afterburners on full blast today.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Puppy Dog from Hell for nabbing 6th. You know, back in Oz, we have a saying, flat out like a lizard drinking. That's exactly what Puppy Dog from Hell is doing right now.
I've always wondered, what's that even mean? Lizards, drinks, racing? Y'all have a wild imagination down under.
Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell is playing a tight game of footy on this track. Eddie's got the ball, but no clear shot at the goal just yet. It's like a Barbie in summer. Wayne Pearson is the snag sizzling on the grill, and Dan Fango, the hungry mate waiting for a bite.
If Wayne Pearson were a country song, they'd be about losing their girl, their truck, and now, their lead.
truth, Wayne Pearson's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Dan Fango. Is there anything left in Dan Fango's tank?
Yes, it's clear that Wayne Pearson is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Dan Fango to catch up.
Fantastic racing on show here today, and it's not just the top drivers who are impressing us. Even the drivers at the back of the pack are putting up a good fight, battling it out for every position.
It's a testament to the level of competition at Assetto Corsa, friends. Even the smallest mistake can cost you valuable seconds, or even lead to a crash. But these drivers are up to the challenge, and they're giving it their all. It's clear that Assetto Corsa, friends, really is the place to be for top quality racing.
Wow, Puppy Dog from Hell is really pushing hard to catch up to Chris Ilduke. There's blood in the water for 5th place. With steely determination and laser focus, Dan Fango is homing in on Wayne Pearson. The battle lines are drawn. Oi, someone tell Dan Fango this isn't a Sunday Arvo drive to the bottle O. Wayne Pearson's making him look a bit slow out of the gate.
Whoa there, partner. Dan Fango's slipping behind like a pickup on a slick road. Wayne Pearson's showing them how it's done.
Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are gonna need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete in the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
You can feel the rumble from here. Wayne Pearson's in the thick of it, and they're not letting go. It's a battle of wills, and only the strongest will come out on top.
Yeah, it's like the final lap of the Daytona 500. Pedal to the metal, eyes on the prize, and no room for error. This is what racing's all about.
Oh, this is getting intense. Puppy Dog from Hell is just behind Chris Ilduke.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
These engines aren't just humming for fun. They're thirstier than an Aussie after a game of cricket in the sun.
Cricket? That's like baseball with longer games, right? Anyway, these engines do have a roar that could rival any muscle car back home.
You ever see a croc stalking its prey? That's the energy Wayne Pearson's bringing right now, ready to strike when the moment's right.
Kinda reminds me of a linebacker waiting for that perfect moment to make a game-changing tackle. The anticipation is intense, and Wayne Pearson's not letting up.
The gap between Rolf Biber and Dan Fango is razor thin. Hold that thought, hold the phone. Well, Sunriders decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Rolf Biber gaining places and Dan Fango losing them. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Puppy Dog from Hell is sniffing around Chris Ilduke like a dog with a bone. Braking alert, blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex. It's a thrilling pursuit as Sunrider is right behind Dan Fango, keeping the pressure on for 3rd place.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
It's a game of inches now as Eddie G tails Chris Ilduke closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Rob, these pit stops always amaze me. Just a few seconds, and they change tires, refuel, adjust settings. It's like a well-choreographed dance.
Absolutely, and the precision. One slight misstep, and it could cost the race. It's an art and a testament to the pit crew's relentless training and coordination.
Oi, Eddie's giving it a red-hot go in 6th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Chris Ilduke. Might see a cheeky move soon. While Roby is not under immediate threat from Puppy Dog from Hell, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Well, in the rearview mirror of life, Puppy Dog from Hell might look closer than they appear. But on this track, they've got some miles to cover to catch Robbie.
Buckle up, Hal. Puppy Dog from Hell is cutting into Roby's lead like a hot knife through butter. It's now down to 1.6 seconds. Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? Bloody hell, Dan Fango just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something. Rolf Biber is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down that last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, wrong. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. Rolf Biber is hungry for that top spot, and you can feel it.
Truth, Rolf Biber's not here to muck about. The gap to Wayne Pearson is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.4 seconds. It's pedal to the metal for Rolf Biber, while Wayne Pearson's still flipping through the radio channels.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Rolf Biber's looking every bit the champ today.
Alright, hold your horses. Eddie G is really putting the heat on Chris Ilduke. If I were Chris Ilduke, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. Dinkum, Eddie G is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Chris Ilduke is now down to a whisker at 0.3 seconds.
Dang, Eddie's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Chris Ilduke like a hound on a hot dog.
Someone's revved up after lunch. Eddie's blitzed ahead, claiming 5th. This is what it's all about, folks. Eddie G is in hot pursuit of Chris Ilduke, who's just trying to stay ahead. Eddie G and Chris Ilduke have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 1.8 seconds now. Reminds me of two wombats fighting for the best burrow. Close, intense, and unpredictable.
Oh, this is gripping. With every lap, Rolf Biber's drawing closer to that lead spot. They're both battling tire to tire.
If I were the leader, I'd be checking my mirrors every blink of an eye. An impressive showing from Rolf Biber, who has gained positions and left Wayne Pearson in the dust. Crikey, that overtake by Rolf Biber was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
It's as intense as a Barbie in midsummer out there for Wayne Pearson. They've got their eyes on the prize and won't settle for second.
Exactly, Rob. It's like aiming for that home run in the bottom of the ninth. Swing for the fences, and don't look back.
Chris Ilduke has the pedal to the metal chasing Eddie G. Someone should tell Eddie G this ain't a Sunday drive. Chris Ilduke's tearing up the track.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Chris Ilduke's got that winning glint.
We got a close battle as Eddie G closes in on Chris Ilduke. not going to plan for Eddie G. They are still behind Chris Ilduke and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. On a lighter note, if I could eat, I'd kill for some of the trackside snacks right about now.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, my digestion is a real mess.
Is that what the smell is? This is edge of the seat stuff. Eddie G is relentlessly hunting down Chris Ilduke. Who'll blink first? Well, ain't this a ding-dong battle? Chris Ilduke is putting up the barriers like I do when my mates want to borrow the ute. No way through, Eddie G. He can't hold on. Chris Ilduke is losing time to Eddie G.
This is a real test for Chris Ilduke. They need to find some extra pace and hold off Eddie G if they want to win this race.
The evolution of these cars over the years is nothing short of incredible. The aerodynamics, the tire technology, it's all a game of innovation.
Couldn't have said it better. And to think about the data analytics behind every decision, from tire pressures to wing adjustments. It's not just a sport, it's a symphony of engineering and strategy.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Eddie G and Chris Ilduke. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
Each roar of the engine, each squeal of the tire is a chapter in this epic duel. Who'll pen the perfect ending?
It's like Rolf Biber has saved all their energy for this final stretch.
They'll be the ones celebrating at the finish line.
It's all over. Rolf Biber has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
What a result for Rolf Biber. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that performance, and rightly so. They really put in the work and it's paid off in spades.
What a fantastic race from Wayne Pearson, who brings it home in second place.
Intense race, but Wayne Pearson held their nerve and earned a great second place.
What a race from Sunrider, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. Chris Ilduke take fourth. Eddie G claim fifth. Sixth sees Puppy Dog from Hell. Taking seventh is Roby. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Grindelwald Snow, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Rolf Biber has got the inside track starting from pole position.
But they can't let that advantage go to waste. They will need to stay focused and keep their eyes on the prize.
They're off, and what a ripper of a start. Talk about having a kangaroo loose in the top paddock.
It's pedal to the metal, but with finesse. It's a wild dance out there, and these drivers better be light on their feet or they'll find themselves out of step.
I don't know what they had for breakfast, but it seems like Rolf Biber found the secret sauce for a fantastic start. Seems like Wayne Pearson was asleep at the wheel there, Hal, or at least they have been caught napping at the start.
Makes me think of those old North Carolina back roads, winding and unpredictable. From 2 to 6, Wayne Pearson's got a winding path to make up for lost ground.
By the Billabong, Wayne Pearson's been caught napping. It's like they've taken a detour through the outback. From 2 to a dusty 6, it's a bumpy ride.
The starting grid is no time to catch 40 winks Rob. Wayne Pearson better wake up and get on with the job.
Not the best of starts there for Rolf Biber, and that's going to immediately make their race more challenging. You'd think Wayne Pearson was driving a snail instead of a race car, dropping positions at the start like that. The gap between Wayne Pearson and Dan Fango is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 0.7 seconds. Looks like Wayne Pearson's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Now strolling at 7th. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. Hold on to your hats, folks. Wayne Pearson is right on the heels of Dan Fango, and we're in for a wild ride. Blimey, Rolf Biber might want to check the rear view. Dan Fango's creeping up like an X on social media. Incredible, Rolf Biber is caught in a fierce battle, with Dan Fango breathing down their neck 0.1 seconds away, and Roby just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills. Oh, the pressure is on for Rolf Biber. Trapped between Dan Fango 0.1 seconds away and Roby just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
No doubt about it, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a constant reminder for Rolf Biber. They need to maintain their pace to defend their position and potentially make a move.
Things are heating up as Dan Fango closes in on Wayne Pearson. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
Great driving from Dan Fango, who has just gained a place and moved up to 6th.
It's like Dan Fango had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to 6th.
Hold on to your hats. Puppy Dog from Hell is gunning for Roby. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter of the tire barrier kind, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
on to your stubbies. Rolf Biber is closing in on Chris Duke like a bachelor at the end of a Bucks night. Hope Chris Duke either brought some lube or protection. Gee whiz, Rolf Biber's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking.
Holy smokes. Rolf Biber's extracting every ounce of horsepower from that power unit. They're tailing Chris Duke tighter than a belt after Thanksgiving dinner.
We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Assetto Corsa, friends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. Hey, Chris Duke, if Rolf Biber gets any closer, you might need to pop the question. The last time I did that, she said, actually I can't tell you because of the court order.
It's like a good old North Carolina hoedown. Chris Duke's trying to lead, but Rolf Biber's eager for a do-see-do.
Blimey, Chris Duke just slipped up like a banana peel comedy, and Rolf Biber's having the last chuckle here.
Feels like Chris Duke hit a patch of Carolina clay while Rolf Biber found the highway. That's right. They've got to stay focused and not let this setback affect their mindset. Meanwhile, Rolf Biber is showing some incredible skill and determination, and is now a serious threat to the other drivers on the track.
This is a tough break for Chris Duke. They've just lost P4 to Rolf Biber, and they have their work cut out for them now.
Absolutely. They need to rethink their approach and come up with something new, or they risk losing even more ground. On the other hand, Rolf Biber has been making some impressive moves and looks like a serious contender.
The action is non-stop as Dan Fango shadows Chris Duke through every twist and turn, determined to claim fifth. Sorry to cut in here, I don't think that's the fastest way around Grindelwald snow.
Whoops, Chris Duke is going to be kicking themselves.
It's an intense battle for position as Dan Fango tries to outmaneuver Wayne Pearson. This is edge of your seat racing.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown. It's
not coming up roses for Dan Fango. They're trailing Wayne Pearson and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Every move counts now as Chris Duke works to reel in Dan Fango and overtake for P5.
In the theater of speed, this is the climax. Every move is a headline, every overtake a potential plot twist.
The race is really heating up. Dan Fango is hunting down Wayne Pearson with everything they've got. Things are getting spicy as Puppy Dog from Hell is breathing down Roby's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Puppy Dog from Hell must be laser focused on Robbie's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
It's like David versus Goliath out there. Rolf Biber just slung a stone and gained ground, while Eddie G is left searching for footing.
If this were chess, I'd say Rolf Biber just put Eddie G in check. Brilliant move.
The adrenaline is pumping as Puppy Dog from Hell gets within striking distance of Roby in their race for 7th.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
And Puppy Dog from Hell has just won the place from Roby.
I've always said, it's not the car, it's the driver. And Puppy Dog from Hell's proving that point right.
Tough break for Puppy Dog from Hell, who has just lost a position.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Puppy Dog from Hell bounced back, no doubt about it.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
Now, that's some driving, y'all. Robbie is putting the pressure on Puppy Dog from Hell. It's like watching a cat stalk a bird. They're inching closer with every turn.
The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Roby right now as they are struggling to keep up with Puppy Dog from Hell. With every twist and turn, Dan Fango is shadowing Wayne Pearson, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt.
I've seen Molasses move faster than this. Just kidding, but Dan Fango's surely making Wayne Pearson feel the heat. It's a southern summer showdown out here.
The gap between Dan Fango and Wayne Pearson is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
One thing I admire about Assetto Corsa friends is the sense of community. It's not just about the competition, it's about coming together, sharing knowledge, and pushing the boundaries of the sport.
You nailed it. Every time they hit the track, it's a culmination of shared experiences, lessons learned, and an undying passion for the sport. It's heartwarming and exhilarating all at once.
Whoa there, Puppy Dog from Hell is sticking to Chris Ilduke like glue. You reckon Chris Ilduke's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
Well, don't come the raw prawn. Puppy Dog from Hell's giving it some stick, pulling Chris Ilduke into a mere 0.3 seconds.
I reckon Puppy Dog from Hell's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires, gaining on Chris Ilduke with every twist and turn.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Dan Fango is proper nipping at Wayne Pearson's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
If Puppy Dog from Hell gets any closer to Chris Ilduke, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Sunrider is placed first at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Rolf Biber, who is 2.2 seconds behind.
Sunrider's guarding that line like a sentinel. If Rolf Biber wants to make a move, they better have a trick up their sleeve.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Wayne Pearson is breathing down the neck of Eddie G, not giving him any room to relax. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Roby. Too much snagger, not enough bun.
Racing at Grindelwald snows like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Today, Robbie got the lemon.
Gee whiz, Dan Fango is breathing down Eddie's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Eddie's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. A tough moment for Dan Fango, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 5th. I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Grindelwald Snow have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes the norm, and drivers and engineers are always pushing the envelope.
This is like the state of origin for Rolf Biber, going full tilt, gunning for the top, and not holding back.
And on my end, it's the Super Bowl vibes all over. Inches away from glory.
Hold up a mo, Puppy Dog from Hell's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse.
Well, shoot, Puppy Dog from Hell's channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster but always a show.
Rolf Biber's in an exciting position at second. They've been maintaining pace for a few laps now, and with the leader just within a whisper's distance, things are heating up.
Absolutely. I think you would say it's tighter than a kangaroo in a sleeping bag up there. But yeah, every little decision now is crucial. One slip from the leader and our champ in second might just steal that top spot.
A great moment for Rolf Biber, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Eddie G looked like overtaking, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
It's a close race between Roby and Puppy Dog from Hell in 7th.
With Robbie on the hunt, Puppy Dog from Hell better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
Now, this is a challenging position for Roby, stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Eddie G closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Puppy Dog from Hell just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. The intensity is off the charts as Puppy Dog from Hell hounds Roby, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake? Puppy Dog from Hell or Robbie? This is high stakes racing.
Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. We're watching Roby in 7th, and is currently being hounded by Puppy Dog from Hell with a gap of just 0.3 seconds.
Absolutely. Robbie is really making that car as wide as possible, not giving Puppy Dog from Hell an inch of space. It's going to take something special for Puppy Dog from Hell to get past him.
A strategic misstep perhaps? Roby's place has shifted to 8th. The plot thickens. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
If Dan Fango pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
No room for error here. Puppy Dog from Hell is breathing down the neck of Chris Hill-Duke, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
The only thing closer than Puppy Dog from Hell to Chris Hill-Duck right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
Whoa, Puppy Dog from Hell's on fire, leaving skid marks and Chris Hill-Duke's hopes behind.
Absolutely, Rob. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and Puppy Dog from Hell can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
It's a dynamic landscape out there. Puppy Dog from Hell's shift to 7th is testament to that. Buckle up, Dan Fango is all over Wayne Pearson like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action?
This is where the mental game comes into play. Who will keep their cool under pressure? Dan Fango or Wayne Pearson? It's anyone's race.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. It's looking good for Puppy Dog from Hell, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Chris Hill-Duke. Wow, Roby is really pushing hard to catch up to Chris Hill-Duke. There's blood in the water for 7th place.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Robbie is definitely living on the edge today.
It's a challenging situation for Roby. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Eddie G 0.1 seconds away and Chris Hill-Duke 0.2 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move. Mate, Roby's really giving it a burl out there, ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell ya, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Oh, this is getting intense. Roby is just behind Puppy Dog from Hell. Stone the Crows. Roby's pulled a sneaky, landing at 8th. Always a surprise with them.
Now ain't that something? Robbie's got a bit of a wrinkle in their plan, but they'll iron it out, mark my words.
The gap between Dan Fango and Wayne Pearson is razor thin as they vie for third in this nail-biting contest. Bloody oath, Dan Fango is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Wayne Pearson down to a scant 0.5 seconds. This is where the true champions shine, and Rolf Biber is certainly showing their class in the final sector.
You got this, keep your cool.
And it's a checkered flag for Rolf Biber, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Rolf Biber. You could see them making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
A nail-biting finish, but Sunrider claims second place.
Strong work securing second place. Well done.
Followed by Roby in 8th. Well done to Wayne Pearson for securing third place on the podium.
Fantastic result.
Dan Fango brings home 4th. Coming in 5th we have Eddie G. Puppy Dog from Hell End in 6th. With Chris Ilduke in 7th.